Hello, 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 everybody. I hope and pray that your week is off to an amazing start. Again, you guys, hello, 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 everybody. I hope and pray that your week is off to an amazing start. As for me, my week is off to a busy start, like always. I hope and pray that, you guys did something really good for the weekend. I had a great weekend, just hung out with the grandbabies and just had a really good time and hung out with the husband and didn't do nothing great. Just kind of like had a really good chill weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. Do me a favor and drop in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolutely love, love, love to give you a shout out. Again, I hope and pray that your week is off to an amazing start. And you're probably asking, "Hi, Katrina, how are you? I'm glad that you're good. Can you tell me where you're joining me from? I would absolutely love to give you a shout out. Tell me what state you're joining me from." Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate you guys getting on. Please put in the chat where you're joining me from so I can give you a shout out. Again, y'all probably is like, why is Gail in her bed? Well, I must say I was a little hard headed and did some lifting of stuff that I wasn't supposed to lift, even though Mr. Crowder told me not to do it. So I'm paying for it now. And so that's the reason why I'm in my bed. So, and if you guys been following me for any length of time, y'all know that wife chat actually started because I was in my basement recovering from a surgery in my bed and I started wife chat in the bed. So for years I did wife chat in the bed just because people, when I started going in my office, was like, where's your bed? So anyway, I'm in my bed right now because the pain is real. And I took some Tylenol before I got on here. So hopefully it's going to kick in. So anyway, again, you guys, thank you so much for hopping on. Do me a favor and put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolutely love, love, love to give you a shout out. So tonight's chat is something that I face a lot in, not a lot, but have faced over the years in my practice. It comes from a husband from Denver, Colorado, and he goes, and they've been married 6 years, and they have no children. And his thing is, my wife treats me and talks to me like I am a child. He goes, "Dr. Gail, my wife is 9 years older than me. She is an amazing wife in every area except for how she communicates with me. The sex is the best. Her cooking, I love it. Her looks, she is sexy as hell." This is what he said. "But how she talks to me at home and in public is very harmful and disrespectful and degrading. What can I do? Because I am not her child, I am her husband. And I have talked to her about this several times, but it has not worked." Okay. So there's a couple of things that sticks out. There's a 9-year difference, which that's not a huge difference, but it can be a huge age difference depending on, how old she is and how old he is. He doesn't say how old, she is and how old he is, but there is a 9-year difference. They have no children. And when I reached out to talk to him to see if she had children, prior to getting married to him, or if he has children prior to getting married to her, I didn't get an answer back from him. So I'm just going to have to go with what the information that he provided. He says she's an amazing wife in every area. He talks about sex. He talks about her cooking. Talks about, her looks is still, he says she's sexy as hell. But the situation is that whenever she communicates with him, according to him, that he feels like she talks to him like he's a child. Okay, so there's a few things I wanted to ask that I wasn't able to ask, of course, because I didn't get him on the phone. But here's some things that you can do if you're in a situation where you feel like your spouse always talks to you as if you're a child. It's a lot of you guys on here, so do me a favor and put in the chat where you guys are joining me from. Again, I would love to give you a shout out and thank you guys so much for joining me on Wife Chat. And again, I hope your week is off to an amazing start. And you're probably saying, "Why is Dr. Gail in her bed?" I hurt. My back is hurt. That's the thing. Okay, so the first thing is you need to learn and communicate about how she speaks to you makes you feel. Not just say you talking to me like a child or whatever. You need to sit down and talk to your wife or your spouse if it's a woman, a male talking to his wife like she's a child. You need to tell them how it makes you feel, because just saying don't talk to me like a child is they might be processing saying, well, you acting like one, right? You lashing out like a 2-year old. So tell them how it makes me feel. It makes me feel less than a man. It makes me feel less than a woman. I am your husband. Do not address me like that, right? So tell them how it makes you feel, okay, as a person. It makes me feel less than. Whatever that looks like for you, make sure that you use I statements and tell them how it makes you feel. Number two, do some self reflection, because evidently she's a great wife in every area. But in this area is one of the her pet peeves, it seems to be. So do some self reflection. Do you talk and respond like a child when she is talking to you? So therefore, she treats you the way you are coming off, right? Do you rely on your wife to do everything, pay everything like a child? So she doesn't look at you as a man in the relationship? I understand the age difference, but is it that you respond, behave, and rely on her like a child? So that's the reason why you're being treated that way. Not saying that it's right. I'm just asking questions because again, wasn't able to get a hold of this man in order to ask these questions, right? Do you allow your wife to make all the decisions? Or are you acting as the head of the household, right? Because if you can't make a decision at all, or every time, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't talk to your spouse about major decisions and stuff like that, but is it always, well, what do you think? Well, we'll go with whatever you say, right? So if it's that way, that's the reason why she's talking to you like a child, because she figures you don't have no opinion anyway. She's going to have to make the decision. She's going to have to move forward. She's going to have to be the driving force. So therefore, she doesn't view you as the man of the house. So do some self-reflection. Or vice versa, if it's a woman being treated like, do some self-reflection and say, am I putting out there and getting what I'm putting out there? Because sometimes you don't even realize you're not acting mature. Sometimes you're in a situation where you're not being mature, and the other person has to step up and be like, hey, why did you do that, or why did you say that? That was not right to do that, right? And I'm not saying that's right to talk to your spouse like that, but if you continue that behavior, I can see how she can do and say and talk to you that way. Number three, do you dress a lot younger than your age is? Because again, she might view you as being immature. And a lot of times, whether you're a woman or man, if you're trying to dress like a teenage boy or a teenage girl, that's the reason why you get the reaction you get. Because they're like, oh my God, I didn't marry my teenager, or they're dressing like they're, they think they're in their 20s or whatever that is. And again, I don't know the ages of this man, and I don't know the age of the woman. I just know that there is a 9-year age difference. Okay. And so the other thing is that once you tell them how this makes you feel, the other thing is you need to set some healthy boundaries. You need to set some healthy boundaries for your spouse and say, listen, whenever you begin to talk to me like that, I am going to do X. I am going to say, hey, until you talk to me like I'm an adult and address me like I'm an adult, I'm going to cut off the conversation. Whatever that looks like for you, but set some healthy boundaries, and don't try to set the boundaries when you guys are not in a good space. Have a conversation, an adult conversation, and set some healthy boundaries. Okay. Number 2, remind her that you're the husband and that she sleeps with a man, not a child. Because again, you're saying the sex is off the charts. You're saying she cooks, she does all the things that a wife should do. So you might need to just remind her, hey, I'm not your child that you sleep with in the bed every day. You carry my last name. So I am your husband. And you might just have to remind her that you are the man, and that she needs to respect that. And number 3, if she continues to do this, because you said I have tried to talk to her and it does not work, you might need to call her out when she begins to do that, because she might not even be aware when she is doing it. And I know that sounds crazy, but so many people get in habits of saying and doing things that it's just automatic, and they don't think about what I'm about to say out my mouth is going to make my spouse feel like, I'm talking to them like they're a child and I'm the parent. So, and you have allowed this to go on so long that she probably is in the point where she just thinks that's normal conversation. So you might have to set the healthy boundaries and say, listen, whenever you are talking to me like this, I'm not going to be rude, but I'm going to say, I'm the husband, not the child. And she might just need that reminder in order for her to realize how often she's doing it. And you've already told her how it makes you feel. You've set healthy boundaries. And my thing is, if you guys can't get past this, then you need to go seek some professional help, because communication is the key to get through anything in your marriage. And I always tell people, if you can learn to effectively communicate, you can get past anything in your marriage. Okay. And I hope and pray that this helps somebody. And I wish I had more information into in order to help this person a lot better. But I do believe that you can get past this. But again, you have to take credit for yourself. You got to do some self-reflection, and you also got to get in a space where you tell her or him how this makes you feel. Okay. Is there any questions or anything that anybody has for me? And again, you guys, I'm sorry for joining you guys from my bed, but again, the back is hurting. Okay. So if there's nothing, is a lot of you guys on here, and like I said, the only person that put something in the chat was Katrina, and I appreciate you so much for getting on here. I appreciate every last one of you guys for supporting Wife Chat. If you guys need to talk to me, you know how to get a hold of me. All you need to do is visit gailcrowder.com. You can schedule a free 15-minute discovery call with me. I am not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to help you through one situation and give you one tool and one strategy to help you stay strong in your marriage. Again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. And if you want me to do a wife chat, there's no subject that's off the table. All you need to do is either go to my website and send me a message, go visit my what you can email me, or you can go to any of my social media platforms. Just inbox me. I will never say your name. I only need to know where you're from and your situation, and I will let you know always before I do your chat when you're going to be featured on, and when I'll be answering your question. Okay. I love you guys to pieces. I will see you guys next week. Again, you guys pray for me and my hard headed self. I'll see you guys later. Bye.